Hey, we're here at the pool at Bethesda. We just saw the South Pool and the area where the North Pool was as well. And we just sang some worship songs there in the chapel that was built in the Roman era. We actually stood on the grounds, this level, the same level of ground that Jesus would have walked on, right by the South Pool of Bethesda, coming in through the Lion's Gate, which was formerly the Sheep Gate, which is below that level in terms of the elevation. But just to be here at the place where Jesus was, where Jesus healed a man who was 30 plus years on a pallet. Remarkable to be here, just to feel the sense and presence of God in a place where he wanted to touch us, and we get now to reach back into history and sort of touch him as well. And he's filling our hearts, filling our minds. I could see God's doing a lot of work in every one of us on the trip, really challenging us personally in our faith and encouraging and strengthening us. I hope it's having the same effect on you. Just a short little video just to get this sense of this place. And I'm going to ask Zoe if you just pan back around and you can see sort of the garden area there, people gathering to look out over the pool there and where the pools are. We're going to head out through these arches now. We're going to make a left turn. Zoe's going to follow me. You'll see where the Lion's Gate and the Sheep Gate was. So come out, see one of our team members out here. This is the old city, Jerusalem. And as we make the turn now, you'll see here's the gate, here's the Sheep Gate. Well, now the Lion's Gate, once the Sheep Gate. We're in the old city, Jerusalem. This is our first day in the old city of Jerusalem. Hope you enjoy the journey with us. Hey everybody, Pastor John here from Jersey Shore Calvary Chapel. What you're seeing beyond me here in the distance is the Kidron Valley. We're standing atop the Mount of Olives. This is where Jesus gave the famous Sermon on the Mount and explained to the disciples. They came to him and said, Lord, look at the temple, look at how beautiful it is. And they pointed at the beautiful walls of Jerusalem and the temple that sat upon it. And he said, I tell you, not many days from now, not one stone shall be left there upon another, and that shall not be all torn down. They said, Lord, tell us, when will these things be? What will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age? They asked the same question many of us want to know. When will be the last days? When will Jesus come back again? And while he didn't give us the exact answer that we were hoping for, he did say that we ought to be able to know, that we ought to be able to discern the signs of the times. Now, when he does come back, he will set foot on the mount over here. It will split in two. Half this mountain that we're standing on will move north, the other half will move, east, the other half will move west. It will split in two and spread apart, and a new spring will shoot up out of the earth and fill the valley below and continue down to where we were the other day by the Dead Sea and bring life to it again. So that, I don't know if you can zoom in and see the east gate there that's all blocked off in the cemetery below. Jesus will probably just come right through that gate. Forget the stones, he'll knock them right out of the way and just come right through that gate and enter into the city. And that's why the Muslims put that cemetery there, because they believe that they could block the Messiah. Well, they got another thing coming. But we love you guys. God bless for now. We'll see you again soon. Hey everybody, Pastor John, Jersey Shore Calvary Chapel. I'm standing here in the garden at Gethsemane, in Hebrew, Gethsemanim, which is the same meaning, oil press, olive press, standing next to an olive tree, right? If I could take you back just for a minute, 2,000 years, if you could just try to imagine yourself here in this very place or nearby here, because this is the traditional site, but we don't know this is exactly where it happened. Just try to imagine yourself for a moment being one of the disciples there with Jesus. He goes off and goes to sleep, or they go to sleep as he goes off and prays, and he comes back 3 times and says, couldn't you remain awake with me for just an hour? Still here in the garden at Gethsemane. Another moment I want to bring to your attention, just again, if you could just bring yourself back to that place. One of Jesus' disciples, the Roman centurions are closing in around you. You've been betrayed by one of the disciples. You know that. And here they come walking coming in around you here in the garden. And they want to arrest him. I'm in the daytime all day long, and you couldn't arrest me there. You have to come in by night. I'm alone with my disciples praying, and they're gathering to arrest him. Peter draws his sword, cuts the ear of a man named Malchus off of his head there, and Jesus picks it up, puts it back on the side of the guy's head. This was the place Jesus chose to be arrested from. uh, it kind of breaks my heart just to be here in this place and think this is where they took him, and then this is where they would lead him on up into the city, the old city there in Jerusalem. It's above us, you can't see it from here, and they would put him through a series of trials, every one of them illegal. The persecution and the crucifixion of a man who did no wrong, and only because he wanted to pay for my sin. This is a place for me. It's a humbling place. It's a place of brokenness, and a place of gratitude for what he did for me. I'll never forget being here because he was here. Amen.
Hey everybody, Pastor John, Jersey Shore Calvary Chapel again. Happy you're here, able to join us today, watching the video from wherever you're watching it from. I want you to know what you're seeing behind you is what used to be 3 gates to my left, to my far left. And Zoe, I don't know if you can, but maybe you can pan up to the tight corner up here. You could see what used to be another gate, and then half that gate was cut off when the Ottomans built this wall. There were another 2 gates next to that. But the cool thing about this spot, and Neil Armstrong, the famous astronaut, would apparently agree, that these are the steps, the actual steps that Jesus walked upon. That's a sure thing. I think that's something that we can connect with, Many of the sites we go to, you're walking on dirt, you're walking on stones, and you think to yourself, well, these stones or this dirt obviously changed hands over the years, but these are the stones. So for me, I get chills when I think about being in a place where I know he was, where he possibly could have sat on these steps, maybe took some children on his lap, or sat his disciples down and spoke with them and taught them some things, or prayed for people right here on these steps. So to me, the southern steps, a beautiful place along the old city wall here in Jerusalem. God bless you guys.